really energy.
Yes, there's a party about to get started. Billy celebrate Caribbean people. It's like a reunion, one big family. I wake up like this, you wake up like that. I wake up like this, you wake up like that. I wake up like this.
Good morning to each and every one of you. This is Radio Belize with you on a Saturday morning. We're 25 minutes after 11 o'clock. Kexal time. We're a little bit behind, Kexal. But we're going to come to States time in just a few. We've got the one and only Miss Proby is in the house, and she is our guest today, guest host today. This is Miss Proby. Miss Proby, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. I am so honored to be hosting the show today, guys. We are a little behind, some technical difficulties, but let me tell you, you're in for a great surprise. This is going to be all exciting. I got the guest host today, and the reason for that is because the host becomes the guest, and the producer becomes the guest, and you guys will hear everything you want to know about these two people today. So.
Really?
Y'all people, yes, everything you want to know. I'm going to ask them some stuff, but let me tell you, if you guys have some other stuff that you might want to know, just hit it, put it on the screen, and then look, we're going to go back. Yes,
You gotta be careful with that now.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, y'all can plead the fifth if you want to. But I want to welcome you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be all exciting, and we're going to jump right in. This is a Wake Up Like This. All right.
That's right.
A monthly talk show. Yes. All right. So let's start off with you guys with, they say ladies first. So with the hostess, with the mostess, and ladies first, we're going to start off with Miss Queen Lerna.
You could have changed it up today, It's okay.
Oh,
No, it's okay. It is okay conmigo. It's bueno. You go ladies first. This time, ladies first.
No, habla inglés
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, not when it comes to
No,
ladies
no,
first. Okay,
yeah.
look. Let me tell you something, guys. Neither one of you guys is going to get off the hook today, so it doesn't really matter who. Don't run away from being first. You're not going anywhere, and you're not getting off the hook. And all these people are going to know everything about you. So, Queen Lerna.
Aye.
Now, yes. I saw that bio you put out there, and that bio is about this long. So, it's going to take.
That's a short bio.
That's a short version, I heard. It's going to take about 2 weeks to go through that thing, so we're going to cut this down. You are a softball player, you're a dancer, you're a choreographer, you're a pageantry participant, you are an actress, you acted and written and produced a lot of stage plays. You've been in many show competitions, many, pageantry, and of course you're a community activist and a talk show host, and on and on and on and on. So look, I want to start off with one of my favorite topic, which is the softball thing. Now you played softball, and I understand that you was also coached by one of my favorite, one of Mr. Raymond Lashley. So real quick, just let's get that part of your life, out in the open so we can see where your journey began. All right.
Wow. Okay, guys, as you know, Lorna Smith, aka Queen Lorna. And yes, I'm going to touch the topic of softball since she started there. At a very young age, you guys know softball in the village was one of our things. So I started at a very young age in the village and then hit the big league like 10 years. I was only like 10. I was hitting the big league in the city, you guys. So softball was my thing, and I had the hardest position. You guys know I'm an all-around player. And I had the hardest position, which is shortstop, second base, right? Mm-hmm. And outfield, whenever they need a speeder, because I was the speeder.
She can run, guys. That's what you mean by that.
All around. And I went to Sec 1 after I did Hattieville Government School. And I was in every sport, as you know, Sec 1, which was green and white. And I was in every sport. Bicycle race, soccer, high jump, and all that stuff. So I did all the physical sports. Softball, Raymond Lashley was my coach. And boy, do I have an experience with him. But it brought out the best in me, you guys. It brought out the best in me. I played every position, okay? Outfield, second base, this, that. And he wanted me to catch, which is not my position. He put me to catch the catcher. Now the pitcher was pitching ball 100 miles an hour. You guys know that, right? So
Fast pitch, that's right. We're fast pitching, so.
I was this little. You guys know I'm still tiny. Don't laugh at me, you guys. So that ball is coming in 100 miles an hour, and I'm running, right? And this is what he did to me. He pulled me down. He lectured me. He said, "You have a thing over your face. You have a thing," because I think we used to wear the
You had the breastplates and everything.
Yes, and I had that, and I had all the protection here. But I'm doing this. I'm turning my face, and so he brought me in, and he said, "If you turn your face, you're gonna get hit here. If you turn your face, you're gonna get hit here. So what do you want to do? Because you're gonna do it." Oh my goodness! I'm like, so what I did was, I stayed right here, and I let them pitch the ball, and I did not turn my face this way and that way. And ever since then, I became one of the best catcher there is.
All right.
Because I had an arm too. I had muscles, you guys, so I could stoop down and I can throw anybody out. Second base. Oh my God!
From behind the plate.
Awesome.
All right, so
yes,
good.
he was the one that got me into the catching position, and that's why when I came out here and you guys were looking for a catcher, I said, "I'll catch." They look at me like, "What?"
Okay, and she did an awesome job with it too, because at that time I was pitching and she got behind the plate and was catching balls and throwing people out. So yeah, okay, good. So yeah, and again, trained by one of the best, Raymond Lashley. Right. So that was very beautiful, and I'm glad that you at least had that experience there, because you continued while we were out here and did a whole lot of softball playing. So that's beautiful.
A lot of softball.
And then yeah. So and then you did and then you went off into this whole pageantry thing, because you entered a competition. I guess that was in Hattieville. And then, we'll just give them a little bit of when you got out here, what you did also as far as the competition is concerned. But pageantry, I mean, what made you decide that you want to go for this queen thing? What was that all about?
Well, I was always this, little girl that, like my mom said, I can't keep still. And I want to get into everything and anything that looks beautiful, like beautiful. I used to watch the pageants and talk about the pageant world and all that stuff. So at a very young age, when we had Miss Hattieville, I was like, I'm going up, it's okay. I can't remember what age that was, but that was back in 1976.
Wow.
Or 78 or something like that, right?
I may just ban.
Tell the age.
Yeah. I didn't tell the age. It's so cute. So anyhow, I started the pageantry world back then, when I won that pageant Miss Hattieville. So that you guys want to know where the queen come from? I know, bang, 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 queen. That's where I used the name as queen, because I fought for that position.
And you guys, so you know that she was born in Hattieville. She was born in Hattieville, and Hattieville, the village that was built after the Hattie Hurricane, that's where, and she was actually born there. So she was born in Hattieville, and she became Miss Hattieville at some point. So yeah. So I mean,
Hattieville.
Yeah, so she's really entitled to that. I must say. Okay, so you know what? Right here, there's a whole lot more I want to get into with you, but then I know somebody is on the sidelines that just think that he's not going to be, he's just going to be here playing music today. This is not going to happen. Mr. Will Johnson, not today. Mr. Will Johnson, okay, we're going to just give him a recap of what you are. You're a DJ, radio personality, television host. You're a musician, you're a singer, and you're a producer, and you have done a lot of stuff over the years. And, one of the things, guys, a lot of people, you see a person and you may know them in this life, but you didn't know how they got to this place. And sometimes you want to know how they're so good at what they do. But that's because they have a great track record. So this whole DJ thing, I see somewhere where it says in your bio that you DJed at a school. What's that, grade school? What kind of party was you doing in grade school?
Yeah.
DJ in grade school, what's that all about?
I realized that I started out as a dancer. Yeah. Yep,
You
yep,
tell
yep.
the real story now.
Yeah, yeah. I started out as
Tell
a
the
dancer.
story, yes.
So, I was in primary school, and I had a good partner, and they had a dance contest. I got on the stage, and I did my thing, with my Superfly and what have you. Bloop, 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 bloop. Won the contest with my partner, and I realized, okay, I like music. And then I realized that I like music. So I started to play music as a DJ downstairs in PG. We're talking about PG. That's where I was born, and that's where I grew up. And I decided that, well, I wanted to DJ for the high school, and so every single party that they had in the high school, I was the DJ. Everybody wanted Will to DJ. We had cassettes, so this is the reason why I'm glad we're having this topic right here, because what I'm doing now is way different than what I did then. I can DJ like the other DJs, where I can mix the music like a couple seconds and go into the other music. Why? Because I used to DJ with cassette back then. You know what you had to do to set the music? You had to put the cassette and put a pen or a pencil and zzz.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
We had
I
to
remember doing that.
we had to use that to cue up the music. You know what I'm saying? And so which gives me an opportunity to explain what I do now. What I do now is different than I used to DJ. I can DJ like the DJs and mix the music one into the other, but that's not my style now. My style now is for all the folks to hear the music fully, because folks have been saying that sometimes when the DJs are playing, and I'm not going to knock the DJs because that's their style and that's how DJs supposed to play, because everybody plays that way. But some folks say, as we just enjoy the music, bam, the DJ changed it and we didn't get to the chorus. So, so what I do now is I make sure that I play the entire song.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So and folks are enjoying it, because the show that I have now is for grown folks. It's for grown people. I don't want to think we're old enough. We're the young grown people. We're grown folks. But
okay, we're gonna get to that show. We're
Right.
gonna get to that show.
Yeah. So then I moved from DJing in Punta Gorda. I graduated and went to join the BDF. I become a Belize Defense Force soldier, where I serve as in what we call signals, which is communication. And even when I was there, I was still DJing around town in Belize, Big Apple and all those places. I saw some of you people. I see someone in the dark night. I was playing Let's Get It On. Yeah.
And you was how old now? Wait a minute. How old is you?
So I had to hide and be age for DJing at the club.
No, so there was no age limit.
There is, but you know. You have to lie for the in the club.
When you know people.
And so I kept on doing that all through the years. So it's embedded in me as a DJ to be playing music, and then what a combination! If I like dancing, if I like music, if I'm a musician, what else? That makes a good radio personality. All you have to do is be a little witty and be able to bounce off whatever people are saying, and it works.
Right.
That brings me to where I'm at
great.
today. Yeah.
And so then you became this radio personality.
Mm-hmm.
And it says back in '92, and I can't calculate what
Yeah.
that was, but
Yeah.
And so now, as far as being on the radio, where did you start, or what station, or even how did you even get in that position? I mean, did you know somebody?
Yeah, well, what happened is that when I was just about ending my career in the BDF, I went home one night in Belize City, way back a year or so, and I heard a station was doing a testing, and that station was Creme FM. Yeah, Moses Hyde and all these, they were doing the testing, and I heard these DJ talking Creole. I said, well, if they talk Creole and I could talk good English, I must make a radio personality. So I did the maths. 2 plus 2, 10. Boom! So that was the Friday. That was the Friday. So I went over the Saturday, and I met some of the folks who were doing the test broadcast. The Creme at the time had some folks from the States who was doing the like Quenisha, and some folks from Creme will be able to relate to this name. And then I asked them if I can be a announcer on the radio. They said, well, we'll give you a shot. And so they gave me the little late night shift to start with. And when I started on late night, I had a lot of folks calling off the hook in the nighttime. Yeah, and so that message got to the owner. They're like, listen, this guy have a little something going on. We need to give him prime time.
What kind of music? what kind of music was you playing at that time? I mean, or just some everything?
No. I was hitting the
said no,
soul.
no, no.
I was hitting smooth operator,
soul.
smooth
So
operator,
he had
night
soul,
shift.
man.
Yeah, I was into the ballad, which leads me to the other thing. The other thing, which is I do like ballad music and I write ballad music, and I was the only person writing ballad music at the time. But yeah, I was playing slow music, and then from Creme FM, I ended up going to Radio Belize, which was the national radio station at the time. You know, BCB, Belize Broadcasting Corporation, and it was Belize. It was Radio Belize and Friends FM. Do you guys know the difference between Radio Belize and Friends FM? Anybody?
I don't know.
No?
Somebody know out there. Somebody might be able to put that.
All right. So Radio
Somebody might know be able to put that on the screen.
Radio Belize was where Seferina was pretty much the station that gives all the news and all the
So listen to that.
programs and what have you, the Kechimaya programs and what have you. And then we had
Mm-hmm.
Friends FM that came about specifically targeting the young people, was playing all the up-to-date music, anything that was going on, all the disco, everything that was going on, Friends FM was playing. And so I ended up on Friends FM, and then later on ended up on Radio Belize because they needed to juggle me back and forth, and that's when I got the opportunity to meet people like Eddie Seferino, Trevor Jeffries, Brian Mosiah, Jackie Woods, and a whole lot of different folks who are really influential in my life as of today.
All right. Okay. Well, see, great background.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So you guys out there, thanks for tuning in. Mr. Johnson, do we give them something to shake their legs with now?
Yeah, I will give them. I will give them a little
Since
bit of one of my popular songs if you want me to play. I think I should start with it. Yeah, it's called the Loco Mono Loco. It's Crazy Monkey. Yeah, and it goes like this. All right.
Loco Mono.
Party people, we're coming out to party tonight. Once on the morning I wake up late. Monkey was standing up by the gate. Once on the morning I wake up late. Monkey was standing up by the gate. I sit down, monkey sit down too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I stand up, monkey stand up too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I kiss the girl, monkey kiss them too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I squeeze them, monkey squeeze them too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do.
Yeah, lose me. Tie me up. Hi.
Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. 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 I ball out, monkey ball out too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I like top, monkey like top too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I smoke on, monkey smoke on too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I drink the rum, monkey drink on too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I dance up, monkey dance up too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. Once on the morning I wake up late. Monkey was standing up by the gate. Once on the morning I wake up late. Monkey was standing up by the gate. I sit down, monkey sit down too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I stand up, monkey stand up too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I kiss the girl,
Monkey kiss her too.
tell me what the crazy monkey go do. I squeeze her, monkey squeeze her too. Tell me what the crazy monkey go do. 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 Okay, party people, we want you to follow, just like how the monkey would do it.
Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand, raise it high.
Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise it and raise up high.
Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it high.
Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it high.
Wave it like you just don't care.
Put your hand in the air. Wave it like you just don't care, man.
Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it. Let's go, Mr. Bobby. Wave it, wave it, wave it, wave it high. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we having a good time, man. With Cooley Records Band. Straight out of
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So did you write and produce that song, Mr.
Yeah,
Jackson?
that's me right there singing my butt off, singing.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? I plan to do the video for this song. You are seeing me in a monkey suit to jump out. Please don't think that I'm crazy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for that? I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. Okay, so there's
Mr. Johnson, that is hot.
Yep.
there
Yep.
you have it. I can't wait for that. So Queen Lorna, we're gonna have to get back to some of the great music that Mr. Johnson have written and produced.
yes.
And there's some more stuff in store for you guys. So don't go anywhere. Sit here. He's got some great surprises that's gonna happen today. But Queen Lorna, now let's get back a little bit to you right now. Stage plays. I know that's one of your passion. I know you have a lot in making.
yes.
You have a few of them that you have already done. I don't know. You want to give us a little tidbit on some of that stuff, because I know even right now you mentioned at least 5 different topics.
You guys know.
Hope we're gonna get it in this lifetime.
Yes. You guys know there's so much to do. And, I do so much. I handle it very well. But it's stuff that I love. And you guys know the theater and the dancing and all that stuff. I try sing, but I don't get it. All right? So they don't tell me I can't sing. So I want dance, I want act the fool, and I want to do all the other stuff. So I performed in a lot of plays, guys. Some I can't really remember. One of them that's sticking here, a couple of them that's sticking here was Claim It. This was a stage play, Claim It, done by an American girl. And that was an awesome play. And then she brought it back several years. So several years in a row we were doing this play, but she had changed the name to The Dancer after we did it so many times. My position in there was acting, of course, and dancing in those productions. And a Creole production done by Bella Carib was one of the biggest stage performance too when I first came out here. I think it was called Harder Than Cassava, Sweeter Than Guava, something like that. And that was such an awesome production also. But I put off a lot of other mini production. I've done like Belize All Over, which is part 1. And when she said I have a lot up my sleeve, Belize All Over part 2 is coming back, you guys. Whenever we get back into production mode, I plan to get the theater production going. We want, besides all the dancing and all that dance and stuff, I want to get back into the cultural production at the theater. And Mr. Johnson, I think I had mentioned that to you back before COVID. So we're going to get back into theater production, you guys, because I have some, I'm going to put one out there because that is one that's going to have to come alive. Of course, Belize All Over part 2. That's already written for a couple of years now, sitting in my cabinet here with the many others. I have Mama, I Want to Dance. That is something that I'm coming out with. Mama, I Want to Dance. That's like a story, life story about a little girl. Of course, you guys know that little girl could be me. You know, I always want to dance. And also, I have one more production that, with all the others, that is definitely going to come to life, is Gossip Yard. It's called Gossip Yard. Okay? So these are some of the stage
Can't wait for that.
Yes. Stage production that we're going to get back to, Miss Proby. We have to get into the cultural, because I've done a lot of cultural nights. As you guys know, when we all brought Miss Myrna Manzanares and stuff here, displaying our culture. So these things are necessary.
Awesome. All right, and I just take it back to Bella Carib, because I remember she had written and produced a whole lot of plays too, and I know you participated in a lot of those. She, great playwright and actress herself. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Johnson.
Me?
Mr. Johnson.
Oh.
Yes, yes, yes. So all this production, and I understand that there's some bands and stuff that you had played with before you came out here, and you had also written music and produced for some of those bands, and I'm sure they're playing those music up until this day because they were great songs. And so, what are some of those bands that you started playing with? Because I mean, you went from the DJ thing and then the radio stuff, and then you became a musician. Or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think in that order.
Yeah, well,
Right?
actually, my music actually again started back home in PG, and when I was in high school, I was in a little high school band, What I Have You, and that's where I met the famous one and only Andy Palacio. Yeah, and so we started a group down there in PG, and Andy was the lead singer, and we had our first opportunity to go across over to Guatemala, La Buga, Livingston, and Puerto Barrios. And when we played for the crowd, they were so, oh my goodness. The turnout was, first of all, the turnout was amazing. I've never been in an arena so huge. And
Okay.
when we got there, we saw all the seats. We thought, like, who's going to fill these seats? The night before we got to the place, there was a long line outside.
Oh, that's
and we
beautiful.
and we performed, and Andy did an excellent job. I was along with them. Magoo is a bass player. I just want to recognize him in PG, and Lynn Augustine and Tony P. I just want to mention his name because some folks in PG will know who they are. And that's when Andy Palacio realized that's what he wanted to do. He's like, wow, look at the reaction to this crowd. And that's when I also realized that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do music. So I moved. So I played several gigs with Andy. Then and after, because when he became popular, he also gave me an opportunity to travel with him to the States, which was good. So that means he still remember
Okay.
the Lee Young wife back then. And then
Nice.
I moved to Belize City. I had the opportunity to play along with them, brother David Obi. I had played with the Professionals, and then of course I had the opportunity to play with Santino's Messengers, which was the ultimate goal for me because at the time Santino's it was the number one band then. So this young fella playing with Santino's, the youngest of the crew, it was a great opportunity because I learned a lot from these. You see these guys like Lucio Enriquez and Swappy and all these guys. They're very experienced, and so I was the little boy being among them and learned from them, and all that I learned from them stayed with me. And so I eventually moved to the States, and when I moved to the States, I decided I want to have my own group, and now I have my own group called the Tropical Sensation Band. A lot of folks know it here in LA. We have played several places, and so everything from then stays with me, and I'm benefiting from it now because
Do I know more of it?
right because
Yeah. All right.
yes. So
So, all right. So, do we have some more music for our audience out there, Mr. Johnson? That we would
yeah,
like.
when I came here, I was playing with an international group called Punta Cartel, and now I was the only. Well, there was another Belizean in the group. Q, we know everybody know Q, who plays the guy from the drums, and myself
Right.
on the keyboard along with all the rest of folks who are Honduran. And then the guy said to me, "We wanted for you to produce a song to add to our album," and that's when I came up with doing a cover tune of the song called "Stand by Me." Now you all might not know, but a lot of people know that I like Paranda music, so I did the "Stand by Me" cover tune in Paranda style.
Are you gonna
So
do
we
it
get to
live?
hear this now.
Mhm.
All right, and that's one of my favorite songs. So hey.
Stand by me when the night has come and the land is dark, when the moon is the only light you will see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky I would look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea,
Sing it, Lerna. Juke it.
I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't
shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand, love. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Yeah. Kungo, Miss Robbie. Hey. Yeah, Miss Lerner. I see you. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by will. Hey, stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you in trouble, you just stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by will. Stand by will. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by. Stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by. Yeah, one of my favorite songs there, Stand By Me, Miss Broey, go ahead.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite too. Will, I love that version. Awesome,
Yes,
awesome,
yes,
amazing,
yes.
amazing. That was so beautiful.
Yeah, I just want
Okay,
want folks to
got it.
know that too. Playing the instrument, that was me. That was all me. Playing the keyboard, the bass drum, except the Garfinkel drum, which was Q. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Talented over there.
Boom.
Let's go.
Talented.
All right. So, Miss Dancer Choreographer, let's just get to this point. You know, we're waiting to get here. I know we don't have all day or all week on this stuff. So, Miss Queen Lorna, dancing and choreographing music, which is one of your favorite things. And I know you started back in Belize. You danced with Bob Renault. You came out here, did some stuff with Lula Washington and some other folks. And then, of course, Bella Carib and, you know, some folks. And then you went on to doing your own thing. So you want to give us a little tidbit of some of the people who have kind of groomed you along the way real quick, and then get into the favorite, your own dance company real fast.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, you guys. Dancing. And you guys know dancing is peace. Dancing is fun. And that's one thing you guys know that I love. And I will keep on dancing. If I'm sad, if you guys don't know when I'm sad, I will be dancing and I will be smiling. And this is what I preach out there. Sometimes we have to make ourselves happy. So with the dancing, as far as directors that I would like to put out there, and God bless her soul, rest in peace, Okima Kapaku. My Hawaiian dance teacher, oh my goodness, she has been by my side. I trained under her. I was the only dark-skinned girl in her international group. So, you know, Hawaiian style was one of my things. African dance styles, I've trained in West African dancing and all that. There's a lot of people under the African category that I would like to thank you guys. You guys know who you are. And the Caribbean, of course, I get in trouble for the ballet because that was one of my problem. And I know it was a problem because I didn't like anything slow. And I get beat up by all the directors. I get beat up by all the directors because I don't want to do pas de bourrée. And I don't.
Oh, you couldn't point your toes, and you couldn't do plie and relevé and up and down.
I was able to do it, but it was just, I didn't have the patience, I guess,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
to keep still and
Yeah.
you know,
You want to
just
move fast. You
I
want to.
want
You
to
want
move
to
fast.
electricity going
Everything
through
for
here.
me was fast. So I jumped out of ballet, which I get beat up by, which I get beat up very badly on that. But I got into everything, the tap, the African, the Hawaiian style, those are one of my specialty. And I must thank my director, Miss Pat Warren. I can't forget Miss Pat Warren, who has been there since we met at the Raiders tryouts. We met about 40 years ago when we tried out for the Raiders. So, Miss Pat Warren, I thank you. Thank you. And Maria Barrett, Andrew Williams, and all the other director that worked with me on that. So, yes, I've trained in different dance styles. And then after a while, when, you know, things was going in that direction where I want to do my own thing, and I'm getting beat up for doing the wrong formation or wrong thing. I decided that I got to do
You're gonna
my-
create. You're gonna create the Queen Lorna version
I
of
got
all
to
of the
create
forms.
the Queen Lorna style of dancing.
Okay,
And
so
I'm gonna tell you guys now, Elegant Flair was born in 1989, and what we did with the style of dancing and we can say it, we mixed it all up. Okay, so
Right.
I would mix it all up. I would do African, African Caribbean and all this form of dance into one with that high energy style and the Caribbean culture and the theatrical thing that we put all in there. And with Miss Pat Warren, with years of dancing and train, she was the one that was training ballet and jazz and all that. So we matched perfectly because I was cultural and grounded, and she had all the other technical qualities that comes
Yeah.
to train these
And I want to
dancers.
commend you. I want to commend you for the Elegant Flair guys. If you, most of you who know the dance company, you have worked with the little ones from 2 years old, or from the time they can, just walk, and all the way up to the teenagers. And I know you have a passion for just training just anybody. I mean, and everybody gets it. The young ones, the old ones, except me. I mean, I didn't get it.
I've been trying to train her because
That's some-
my thing is, if you can walk, you can dance. Some people
Right.
are like, I can't dance. I say, yes, you can. So we train.
Well, I choreograph in my head, and then you put it out
put
on
it
the
on
stage.
stage.
But I couldn't put it on. I couldn't show you anything. But yeah, but I want to commend you, at least from training all the young ones, and a lot of people in the city can and a lot of the kids, who are now grown, can say hats off to some of the training that you have done over the past. But one thing I want to touch on real quick before we move on is that the Elegant Flair Dance Company guys, they had done a cultural exchange where Queen Lorna, under the consortium, Verona Burks and Laverne Smith, had taken a group of dancers to Belize, and they did a cultural exchange. And I think that was one of the most beautiful
Wow.
things. You guys did it in the South, I believe. We didn't get to go to the
Yes.
North, which can still be in the making. You know what I mean?
We would love to do that same 10-day tour in the North, but we did the South, you guys. And that, I call it the tour of a lifetime, because we took down like 22 people with us was on that plane heading down to Belize. If we did not show up, everybody was prepared, with the help of all these people down there, like on the Palazzo, and there's a whole lot of names that helped in this production, and we performed at so many places like the YMCA and Bliss and all that, and we got the experience with these kids down there in Dangriga. The dance group, the culture came out in Dangriga. The culture came out in San Miguel Village. That was, oh my God, sitting down in their house and eating the tortilla and doing all that. The culture was there. The experience was there. We want to thank all the consortium members that was on that trip, that sponsored this trip. So yes, that cultural experience was necessary.
And so you guys know, so you guys know too, what made it so amazing was that the kids from here that went to Belize, they have never been to Belize, most of them. So they were Belize and American born kids. So to go there and get with the Mayans or, you know, the Garifuna kids and the dancing and, you know, so that's where it was really amazing because they didn't know anything about half that stuff. I mean, except what they learned here through you. And then to go there and actually get involved and get in the experience firsthand was really amazing. So yeah, that's great. Let's move on to Mr. Will Johnson here. We talked about you being a musician, and I know you mentioned just now that you played most of the instruments that in that one song that you was doing. You do keyboards, and you play other instruments, of course. Now, did you just kind of learn these things on your own? Because you know, I know folks that just kind of figured out how to play instruments, or was there some training involved in this? Or I mean, how did that happen?
Yeah. Well, it's just being it's just a matter of being curious because when I first started, I learned how to play guitar with one Jerry Enriquez, my teacher back home, and then I saw him play the piano in church, and I wanted to go into church and play the piano. So when church was empty, I go into the church and start playing the piano, and the father called, chase me. I run. But when I run through that door, I come back through the other door. And so, so eventually I learned how to play the keyboards. But then for most musicians, they want to be as versatile as possible. And there's a benefit on being a very versatile musician. Because it comes say that they don't need a keyboard player, but you play bass. You could play bass. So I learned to play the bass. I learned to play the guitar, the keyboard, the drums. So they can use you anytime. You have a job all the time. You understand? Right. So there's a good thing with learning how to play all instrument or most instruments. So that's one of the things that I love doing, which is playing being versatile totally when it comes to instruments.
Also, great talent. Wow. Just as a little story on the part about being in church and seeing the keyboard sitting there. That was one of the reasons why, you know, keys is one of the things I love the most. And I used to be in some churches when the piano was sitting there, nobody was playing it. And I was sitting there and I'd be like, I sure wish I could get up there and, you know, with the organ and just start playing. And you know, and then ever since then, I just had this whole vision of me playing.
And did you play?
No, I went to Miss Casasola, is that what it is, for like 1 week, and I couldn't play the A, B, C, D, anything, and I got hit on my knuckles. Some people could talk about this. Some people know about that getting I went 1 week to piano lesson, and it never worked out, and honey, I went to the softball field. So that was it. But that seeing the thing in church and seeing those keys and wishing I was able to play, and it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So,
One question, Miss Proby, I'm not sure if we'll have a video of the Elegant Flair for those who don't know the dance company.
It is being shown right now. Yeah, it's
got
showing
it.
Right
Okay,
now. It's showing right now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Go ahead, Miss Proby.
Okay. All right. So So let's get into Lerna. One thing I did miss, the modeling competition, and I just want to touch on this real brief because I know you have one of your team member that is still with you that you guys met through this modeling competition, guys. So Lerna did so many things, and this modeling competition that was done once in a lifetime, and you had, you know, just real quick, and then just mention Miss Tez because I know she's still with you to this day, and she's become your sister the whole time. And then we'll move on to some music after this, and then, you know, we're going to get into the real juice of this conversation today, Mr. Johnson.
Ooh, I want to hear some real juice. And for the modeling competition, guys, like I said, we were just cultural, and we just love entertainment, and we were all in the entertainment. That was one of the biggest competition that we had. Martin Lawrence was one of our judge, and then the guy from White Shadow. We had some main names that you guys may know that was at that production. Norman Renault was one of our partner with that production, and that was superb. And like you said, Tez was one of the contestants that was in that position that is still here. But I met Tez at the tryouts back when.
Oh, the Raider tryout. Okay.
Tryouts, yes. So there's many things that we've done, and there's many things that we tried to figure out that we can have the public or the community be a part of. So
Involved. Okay.
involved, yes.
All right. So, Mr. Justin, we have some music for the audience out there.
Oh,
them
certainly,
some-
certainly. We'll have some music.
Alright.
I'm going to be featuring some of the music off the Coolie Rebels album that I produced. This one's called Doctor.
All right.
Ei busika ano Hida balago mo cha Ya wabawang ye Busika ano Hida balago mo cha Ya wabawang ye Meneke lumute La bomba cha bomba Balaya Diga gibe ya krigio Tumotiyo Oh maguburigo Meneke lumute La bomba cha bomba Balaya Diga gibe ya krigio Tumotiyo Oh maguburigo
Doctor,
Barabalia
doctor.
Beria Doctor
Did it hear me? Yeah. My head, my mouth, my belly. Hey.
Ei busika ano Hida balago macha Ya wabawa niye Busika ano Hida balago macha Ya wabawa niye Manake lumate La goma chakoba balaya Duga giba ya krigio Duro tiyo Hong haguburigo Manake lumate La goma chakoba balaya Duga giba ya krigio Duro tiyo Hong haguburigo Benia dakta Barabalia dakta Benia dakta Kaitia dakta Odella kuwa kuya Odella kuwa kuya Odella kuwa kuya Odella kuwa kuya Wabenia dakta Barabalia dakta Benia dakta Kaitia dakta Odella kuwa kuya Odella kuwa kuya Odella kuwa kuya
Well, that's the music there of Coolie Rebels. The song called Doctor. Go ahead, Miss Proby.
All right. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, learner, we're winding down and you a little bit here. Let's I know you have a heart of gold. And you are always giving, and constantly involved with all these different charitable projects. I know you spearheaded some charity yourself. Tell us a little bit about some of the charities that you are involved with. That some of them you have spearheaded, and
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Wow. As you guys may know, I'm the cultural director on the Consortium for Belize and Development. And you guys know we've been working for the betterment of Belize for so many years. Do you remember how many years now the consortium been in action? But so many years, guys, and we've done a lot of projects, special project donations, and you guys see us actively sweating and doing our best for Belize and our Belizean people. So we've done a lot of that. Belizean Heritage Association, and got the Elegant Flair Witch Productions. We put on production for the people and the cultural things. There's so many things. This platform right here, guys, was part of Giving also, so that we can continue to spread the word about our Belizean culture, and also provide a platform for our musician or art, our artists and the ones them that is behind the scene. When I started Elegant, when I started I Wake Up Like This, we try to find people, musician, educator, that is behind the scene that nobody really look at. It's always the star. The main star get all of the highlights, and the people behind the guitar or the people behind the drums, nobody know their name. So we try to pull those people to the forefront here.
Nice.
Okay. And also talking about the forefront, we also have another project that was in the works a couple of years ago that is still sitting there that is going to come to light. And that is also related to our community. It's called Belize Forefront. And then we're going to bring all that stuff to the forefront. So there's so many different projects. As far as giving, I Wake Up Like This, we would out the blue call somebody and surprise them with different things. So we've been doing that also. And
Great.
And I can go
And
on, but I know I don't have a lot of time.
Right, and then real quick too, you forgot the Happy Meal reunion that you also helped spearheaded with Leroy Vermeil and the Smiths, and Lerner James and some other folks from Hamptonville. And guys, just so y'all know that with the consortium and all these foundations that she talked about, not only do they provide help here, but then a lot of the stuff, and even with the Key Fest and stuff, a lot of stuff is sent to Belize. And the ladies have also gone down personally to Belize and went to the senior homes and fed the children, take backpacks, school supplies, a whole lot of stuff. You guys have done. Right, just taking trips and taking care of these things. So it's good to let the people know that that part of you does exist. But yes. So, Mr. Johnson, though, coming back to you.
All right.
Yeah. I want to have some juice now.
Okay, so wait, we're gonna get to some juice in a minute. But we want to, so you did all this radio stuff and Mr. Personality, everybody love your voice. I hear some people say Severino Claudino and all of this, everything else, they love your voice. And so that brings me to your baby here, which is a Radio Belize mix.
Right.
Radio Belize mix radio station. So I wanted to talk about that. You had that going on, and then there's a few things about that I wanted the audience to know, and, I wanted you to be able to at least, advise them of how that show works, function, that kind of stuff. So I had some questions on that for you.
That's the most important part of what this show is all about today, apart from having Miss Lorna reveal all her talent. But I do want the opportunity, and I'm glad I got the opportunity. And we talk about this, yourself, Miss Proby, and myself, and Miss Lorna, about a show, because a lot of folks don't know really what happened behind the scene and how the show that I do is run, be it Wake Up Like This or my regular show. First of all, I want to be showing a slide while I talk about this, and this slide includes the folks that I have met along the way. And one of the things that I gathered from several artists that I met was Will in his lifetime is going to become more complicated before it becomes very successful. You're going to meet some tough fans, and one of the things that you need to remember, Will, is that you cannot please everybody. Now that's hard. That's a hard one right there, because when you are in a public figure and you have something that everybody likes, eventually some people are going to fall along the wayside, and you don't want that, but it happens. It's called life. And so that being said, I want to explain what I'm talking about. I'm talking about with radio. There's two kind of radio. There's the radio that I have, which is you could get online at BelizeMix.com and BelizeMix Vibe, and then there's the show. Now the show is the one of the most popular thing that I ever did in my entire life. I have a lot of fans. They call them the Jucket Crew. They know who they are, and I formed a group that's my backbone. I call them my pillar. They're my sponsors. They're my donors and what have you. And I have little things that I do to keep them together. But apart from that, we have fans all over the world. And then when people become fans, they kind of get a little personal with you, if you understand what I mean. You understand what I mean? So meaning that they kind of, and I'm going to talk about my folks because I love my folks to the bone. But Belizeans, when they're doing something for you, they almost behave like they own you. And so they will be calling you in the middle of the night, not knowing that it's 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, and you have to respond to them. and you have to be nice about it because otherwise then I watch your show again. So that is and that is not an easy thing to do. And especially when it comes to playing music. When it comes to playing music, some people want to hear this, some people want to hear that, some people want to hear. And then you have to you have to have regulations. You have to set rules in place. And when you set rules in place, it becomes a problem to some people who are not used to it. I'm going to give a little story, a quick little story. When I first started, I'm just going to come right back to the radio because it started when I first started the Tropical Sensation Band. There was this gentleman who came in, and he was a person who used to do shows here in Los Angeles, and he came to me and said, "I want to use your band for my show," and I said, "Okay." I immediately I went to my bag and I pulled out the contract. I said, "We can sign a contract." He's like, "Contract? Psst. You don't know who me? No, man." You know, and I was like, "Wait a minute, why are we not going to sign a contract?" I said, "I don't sign contract with nobody, my brother." Then that's when I realized, Belizeans, we need to change things, because if you don't sign contract and they decide that they want to pay you, you're not going to get paid. All right? So here comes
do business.
So here comes this little dude from nowhere. It's like, who you think you saw? Yeah, of course, that was the reaction. But it's not that. You know, you have to put things in place that's going to make you become successful. You got to put things in place that's going to make your show successful. And that's what I have done. And like I said, the hardest part is when you lose some people sometime, but the real people stays with you, and the people who really understand what you're doing stays with you. So that being said, I want to take this opportunity to thank all my Radio Belize Mix fans who have hung in there with me. I don't want to keep the story too long because I can talk all day about it, because it's really,
Right.
it's really,
But
it's real, and I'm passionate about it because I love everybody. But you cannot please everybody. The best you can do, though, hear me out, is instead of getting upset or instead of writing something on the feed that is going to be derogative, wait when the show done, call me, man. Call me one-on-one, you call me, and then we on talk. You understand? And we will solve the problem, because where there's a will, there's a way. I always believe that every problem can be solved if you simply sit down and talk about it. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, and and the thing about it is, if we conduct ourselves as a business, people will understand and they will respect that. The fact that you asked for a contract and the fact that it seemed like it was a problem, that's because, things were always done, just very loosely. And, in everything you have to conduct it as a business, because you don't need to lose friendship over business. The thing about it is, if there's a business and there's an agreement and there's an understanding,
right,
and everybody stick to that, then you don't lose any kind of friendship. You don't lose any kind of sleep over it. So, I commend you on doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we should all conduct ourselves. And then we'll all respect each other in what it is that we do. So back to the radio station and the fans, though, one of the things that I really wanted you to know now, guys, independent radios, they survive off donations.
Right.
And this is where, they don't get a lot of sponsors and they don't have a lot of sponsorship money, but they survive off donations, they just survive off membership. And this is independent radio stations all over the world. This is not just Radio Belize Mix, just for the people out there. So, Mr. Johnson chose to do his donation the way he does it. But at the end of the day, when you put it all in this one pot, most independent stations, guys, if you research that.
I want to thank you for saying that, because a lot of people don't know that. The thing is, with these big terrestrial radios that have big sponsors like Nike and all that, that's not us. As a matter of fact, this Belizean station, which is my station, I am very proud of, because I was told when I first started this station that I was not going to be successful because it has been done before. And I told them, I said, okay, you've done it before, but I might be doing it, I might do something different than you're doing, which ended up 12 years later now. I'm still here, and I'm supported by my Belizean people, but I will tell you, it's not a small feat. Belizeans are not the easiest people to please. You better come good. If you not come good, they want to show you that they can't. Yeah, they pick up rice bun. And so I have been able to manage to please my folks. Still not everybody, but I will keep on trying, because I am committed. You hear the word? And I am oh my goodness, I am into what I do. I will get up at midnight. I will get up at 1 o'clock in the morning if I have to prepare for a show. A lot of folks don't know that. They're sleeping and still behind the computer.
Right.
People
that's what,
people need to know that. You got to be committed.
And that's what I mentioned to to people when they, when they come at you with some, some stories, because they don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't sleep. There's people that's in business and people that want to go places. They don't sleep. While they sleep, we working, and that's how you make things better. But Ms. Proby, I'm not sure. Can I ask him a question about, do you think, because that, sometimes you heard things where, do you think that you come across too stern, or some may say ignorant with responses when questions are asked, or how do you feel in that way? Because
here's the thing about it, Miss Lerna. You don't want to really, well, the word is, and I don't even want to say parade because it sounds funny, but anyway, it is what it is. You might come across cocky, so to speak. All right, but listen, you have two options here, and you might try to want to do the middle of the two options. You could either make people walk all over you, or you could be really cocky, or you could try get in between and be in the middle and try to understand people. But at some point, in doing so, you cannot let your guard down, because people will take advantage of you. You understand? If you tell people, if you tell your folks, I want you to do X, Y, Z, they want to try see where they could get away with. If you tell people, give me 20 pictures for your slide, we make a show, then I give 50. And when you not show the 50, they are real up. No, you have to tell them, no, you have rules. But answering the question, sometimes you really have to back off in how you say. It's what you say and how you say it. Some people will be offended. Some people say, we are all human beings. And some people thin skin, and I have some people with thick skin. You might meet some people with thin skin. Here's the thing, though. If you say something that offend people, you need to find the time. This is because it happened to me more than one time. Call that person back. I've called many people back if I thought that I offended them, just because I am relating to them how stern I am, and expressing to them how much I want certain things to be done certain way.
Well,
just don't leave it like that and say, well, okay, well, you don't like me, so fine with you. No, you're gonna be losing people left, right, and center. You need to find a time. If you think you offended the person, call them back.
Right.
Call them back and say, you know what, I might have sung a little bit, but listen, man, I just to try explain to you how this thing work. You understand?
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because people out there, the public would not know that happens, right? Because all they know is they may just see what happened in front of the audience, but they don't know what happened behind the scene, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, and I'm glad that people is aware, because we are all human beings and we all make mistakes, and we all say certain things sometimes that we may not mean for it to come out the way it did, or maybe get it across the way it did, but in order to get a point across, sometimes that's how it come out. So it's a good thing that you mentioned that. So if you felt like you offended anyone, that you were able to call them back and have a one-on-one conversation, and I'm sure people know that.
Yes.
But everybody else would not have known that, and we have all done that. Just in hindsight, because it takes someone else sometimes to tell you how you behave. It's how you
exactly.
You don't know how you behaving sometimes. A lot of times I've been told I behave, and I'm like, I'm the nicest person in the world. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So
yes, and I'm really glad we're talking about it, because it's important that people know that, and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes sometimes. Like, for example, let's take for example, I do the show. Anybody who is watching this show who doesn't know about the show would think that I have 50 people working with me. It's one man doing the show all the time. In other words, all the cameras switching, all that is being done by one man, and then somebody come and just pull your leg, and then you just want to snap at them. Things like that could happen, but you have to be man enough or woman enough to apologize and say, listen, I was wrong about XYZ. Let's take it from here and move on. Make sense?
Okay, that's good. Right. And let me just get back to my original point. They not having the sponsorship and independent station that survive off donations and membership, guys. And it's been said out there in the audience, well, Radio Belize mix, the way Radio Belize mix requests their donation and sponsorship, the way you chose to do that, Will. Some people may be offended by that.
What? Show some love?
The point is, yes. So, and the thing about it is some people may be offended by that, but then that's why I'm trying to bring this point up, because the idea of membership, a lot of the independent station, they do membership, and then you send monies every month for your monthly membership, and this is how independent radio stations survive.
Right.
And sometimes they get one-time donations from maybe a big donor or something like that. And so, but in your case, I don't know that there is a formal membership type understanding that you operate from, or how that works. But I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but I think you just do it a different way.
It is the same thing, but I have my own way of doing it. And one of the things that I want folks to know, that I have not said it, because they say when you're going to go, this I saw this on Facebook the other day. If you're going to give somebody something, not carry your camera. In other words, you don't have to show off. That being said, I want a lot of folks to know that sometimes you have no idea that the donation you're giving to the radio station goes a long way. There's a lot of folks that we have helped at Radio Belize Mix. There are folks who have lost a dog, or we buy them a dog. Have a funeral, we'll send them a wreath. I will not call names, but I will mention some of the things that we have done. We have donated to causes. We have done charity. Oh my goodness, we've done a lot of things at Radio Belize Mix with your money. It's not just for Will on the radio station. We help people who along the way who needs that help.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Will, because I mean, that's the thing. People need to know you're not buying Rolls Royces after Rolls Royces. So
yeah.
So that and this is the reason why we're having this conversation today, guys, out there, so that some of this stuff could be explained. And there's another point I'm going to get to on Radio Belize Mix, Will, and I'm glad you really cleared that up. But before I know we're getting to the end of this show really soon. But what I want to just get back to learning real quick, and I'm going to come back with the other real major point that I wanted you to explain to the folks how Radio Belize Mix function, and then hopefully at the end of this, people will really understand what's going on here. Lorna, I wanted to get back to you on the accomplishment. You're very big on celebrating people's accomplishment, and I know you put off this great show. I think we honored Harry Shaw, and you're always wondering who else you can honor. And don't get us wrong, guys. So many people are qualified to get on that pedestal, because everybody's working hard. And I know one of your passions is in the entertainment industry, and we've got we try to celebrate all of our hardworking artists and a whole lot of stuff. But let us know a little bit about that whole honoring and accomplishment and celebrating one's accomplishment, because once we do that, we flourish in life.
Wow. All right, guys, and wow, accomplishments. There's so many accomplishments along my journey, you guys. I've got stuff from the city. I'll lay out here. I've got from a lot of organizations. If I start naming each and every one of these awards, Miss Proby, we're gonna have a 3-hour show.
Okay, well, we got to get back to Will. So I got another real hot question for Will.
I must say that between Lorna Smith and Elegant Flair, we've done very, very well with getting awarded from many different organizations out there. So we want to thank you guys. We even got awarded from Radio Belize Mix, you guys. And so we got a nice, yes. But what I'm going to do, because I can't name them all, I plan to have a Elegant Flair open house where we show all videos and a museum of all the awards and pictures along our journey of Elegant Flair. So that is coming up soon. You see how many things I have to do.
You have a lot. Yeah.
And then they can see all the accomplishment that we have gotten along the way. So thanks for asking that. But we did get awarded. But today, guys, it's a little bit different. Many people say, we've done so much, but in return, I'm not sure what's happening. Mr. Johnson, I'm not sure if you have gotten any.
Pat on the shoulder. Okay.
He laughed, Elaine. He laughed. But that's okay. That's okay, because we are not begging for that. We are the kinds that love to give, and that's what we prefer to do. Right?
Okay.
Right, Mr.
Awesome.
Johnson?
Yeah, of course. That's
right.
what we do.
We're going to keep on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause we-
All right, Will. So, any other music we want to share with the folks? I know I don't know if you have this going on, but there's a song that I heard you wrote. What is this thing called? Crazy Monkey? Or did we? You didn't
Yeah,
do
we
that one
played-
already.
Yeah, we played it already. We played it. That was the first
Oh,
song I
that was the
played.
Crazy Monkey thing.
Mhm.
Okay. And that was supposed to be your hot single and hit song, and
Yeah.
I actually didn't listen to it before, so everything I heard here today, guys, was I heard for the first time, and I'm very impressed and very excited about it. So you want to play anything else? Then first, before I ask you this final questions,
I'm just gonna play a little piece of this other song off the Coolie Rebels album again, the album that I produced that was very popular back then and still is. Here goes.
Hey mama, hey na mule no, do what you boogie, do a boogie te, bring you a Martin no. Mule ba buga no mule ligia, hey buga nari buga buga, mule ba buga no mule ligia, hey buga nari buga buga, hey Bombay land go wancho,
Bombay land go want to chole ba de baba. Bombay land go want to na mule.
alla wana muga no buga, hey Bombay land go wancho, Bombay land go wancho le bari baba, Bombay land go wancho na mule, alla wana muga no buga. Hey mama, hey Nita, Daddy na go, you wait till those are sitting over there.
Woo woo. Juke it, Miss Lerner. Juke.
Apulay mabuga no mulay ligiya, hey buga nari buga buga. Apulay mabuga no mulay ligiya, hey buga nari buga buga. Hey Bombay land go wancho,
Bombay land go want to chole ba de baba.
Bombay land go wancho na mulay, ala ko na muga no. Hey Bombay land go wancho, Bombay hey Bombay land go wancho, Bombay hey Bombay land go wancho, Bombay oh Bombay land go wancho, Bombay sakuda terikini Isaac, yami rarigi, sakuda terikini.
Another paranda on the Coolie Rebels
All right,
album.
all right. Sound good. Come good. So, Lorna, I'm gonna close out with you, Lorna, because I have a final question for Mr. Johnson over here. And I know, on top of everything that you have done, outside of being this wonderful caregiver to my mom, you are also a business owner. So, you want to tell the folks about that. You're involved with not only everything else, but on a corporate level, you have several businesses that you take care of as well. So you're a part owner, and you also done a lot of the operations and marketing and all this other stuff. I don't know how you do it all, but anyway.
I don't know how I do it all either, you guys. That's always been my question. How do you do it all? But you know what? And that's the reason why I don't take no for an answer. Many who knows me, you guys know that I try to get the job done and I expect the same in return. So as far as the business owner and all that stuff, the job get done. I'm the kind that goes in that they don't like and pull out the whip, as they would say, here she comes.
And make it happen.
Make it happen. But you guys, anything is possible if you have to get it done. That's what I have to say. Taking care of mom, 92 years old, and my challenging brother, Rob, that's my job within doing all these extra stuff that you guys see me involved in.
Wow.
And we have to make it happen because we cannot lay down and just give up. Because who's going to help you? So at current, you guys, this is what I'm still doing. And God give me the strength to keep doing what we do and what we love, and also, still have that responsibility of taking care of Mom and Rob at the same time. Okay? So, you guys see, you have to love it
Yeah.
to want to do
Absolutely.
it and to complete
Right.
your mission.
All right. And
So-
that's awesome. And I want to publicly thank you for that. You're doing an amazing job from the
Thank
family.
you. And before
All right.
you close me out, if there's anyone that I forget out there that helped me along the journey, which I always preach, do not forget the people that help you along the way. I want to thank you guys. We don't have time to call individual name, but you guys know who you are out there. So I just want to give thanks to everyone that's been there for me, know the challenges that I go through on a daily basis, but we make it happen. Appreciate
right.
you guys.
All right. And as my baby sister, I thank you and love you, girl. So let's thank the sponsors today. I didn't do any sponsors because Will Johnson, I do have this last final question for you. And let's thank our sponsors today. We have Little Belize Restaurant in Inglewood, California. You guys are open 7 days a week. Make sure that you get down there and support the restaurant, Little Belize Restaurant in Inglewood, California, one of our sponsors. Our sponsors is, let's see, we have Probus Tax and Accounting Services. You guys, taxes all year round. If you ever need any taxes or any other kind of business or financial matters done, Probus Tax and Accounting on Crenshaw Boulevard is able to assist you with that. We have Thurton Transportation as well. You guys, anyone in town needs some executive transportation, make sure you give Thurton Transportation a call. And Radio Belize Mix, again, as sponsors, you guys know how to reach and find Radio Belize Mix. Okay, so we want to thank our sponsors today and all of the other folks that have been contributory have stuff that they put into this show as well. So
Right.
Wake Up Like This become as,
Right.
as successful as it is.
And one more thing, we cannot forget also these folks that has been there with us with the music and all that. DJ No Side, Iceberg, Michael Wagner. These are folks that you have this army of people. Patrick Barrow, Bill I. Morris, and all these people that we
Clyde
have
Gillett,
to make sure.
yeah.
Yes. So you guys, if we forget you guys, them that's in the circle, the Unity Circle, you guys is still there. We have to come together. So the Unity Circle that closed out just before COVID started, we got to get back on that, okay? So that's what I want to say. We're going to get back as a unit.
Okay, awesome. And big shout out to Ms. Lumbergardy, who have also been by your side along the way too, as well as everyone
so
else.
Many people.
So, all right. So we thank all the sponsors and all the folks. Mr. Will Johnson, my final question for you. Final question for you. Lashing.
Ooh,
Okay.
you're more like
I want you to explain to the folks out there how Radio Belize Mix work. Now, I hear this all the time.
Okay.
Folks call in.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, okay, so let me just, I'm going to be very brief with this right here. There's the Radio Belize Mix, that is 24/7 radio that plays music, all genres from reggae to country to soca to oldies, and that is 24/7 radio. You don't hear me talking. You hear jingles, which is advertisement after every 4, 5, 6 songs, and then it continues music. Now this radio station has been on for the past 12 years, in fact a little bit more, because I started playing radio for the European folks in England and France and all those places before I started to cater to a Belizean audience. And so there's Radio Belize Mix Vibes, which is the sister station of Radio Belize Mix. That's the one that also carry our talk show or any show that I'm having. All right. And then comes the very, very thing that I want to talk about, the show. The show that I do, it's not radio anymore. It's a show. It's a show where people want to hear the requests. People want to see the picture. I interact with the folks on the radio. All the little jokes that they're saying, I bounce off of. As a matter of fact, you got to be real witty to do what I do, because you have to be spontaneous, And I could come up with a whole. I do some things I don't even. If I play back and I watch it, like, how the hell did I do that? You know what I'm saying? And so that's I want folks to understand. The show means that you have to talk and you have to play music. And there is one particular reason why we have to do that. Because we are on YouTube and we're on Facebook, and sometimes they have what we call copyright infringement. If you do not speak over the music, they will cut you. Did everybody
Okay.
get that just now?
Right.
They will cut
Yes,
your show.
yes.
They will cut your show on YouTube, Sector 9, Mixcloud, doesn't matter what platform you're using. If you don't talk, you're playing one of those music from probably what one of these big record companies would be. Give me a name.
Well, anything that's registered with BMI or ASCAP,
Right,
you
anything that
gonna
is
get-
registered.
and you have to play just certain seconds of it.
You only have exactly,
and-
and if you don't, they will cut you. Some people would say, "Huh, they talk too much." Oh, it's a show. It's the show. That's what the show is all about. It's about talking, interacting, having fun, laughter, and the only thing I don't do is politics and debt.
Okay. And then my question on that note, Mr. Johnson, is this. People call in all the time and they want to make a request. And I know you are constantly having to let them know that you have everything pre-programmed.
Yeah.
Request
Yeah.
is that, yeah. So now, do you have it where if there's a certain request that they want, they can send it to you directly, and then next time when you pre-program your show, if it's I know sometimes you have your lovers rock show or you have your soul section, and then you have your punta and whatever else, because I sit here at night and play the lovers one all the time.
No. So here's my answer.
Okay.
I'm glad that's the perfect question you're asking. I'm glad you're asking that question because people need to understand that the way I run my show is different than how the other DJs run the show. As a matter of fact, I am one of the pioneers in doing this show on online on the internet. The show, if I pre-program all my music and everything that I'm going to do in the show, like for example here, all the slide was already set. All the music that was set, should in case you the host said play Crazy Monkey, I could just pull it up right now again because everything is set. Now let me tell you what that does for me, the host or the entertainer on the radio. If you notice. And I'm not knocking these DJs because the DJs are doing what they're doing. But I cannot stand watching somebody who is trying to find something when you lose your audience. You have to be constantly interacting with your audience. So you don't see my hands. All you see is music and me moving. But everything is being simultaneously taken care of because it's already set in motion. Now, if somebody wants to request a song, first of all, request song comes for those people who are reserved request songs for those people who are my VIP fans, right? My VIP fans. And if they request a song, I will play the following show. Now, if I have the time to pull it up because it was already part of my playlist, you will get it. But if not, you will get it on the other show. That's how I do my request show.
Okay. So I wanted you to explain that because I know that's one of the other things that people have a little problem with. They figure that they can get on there and they request a song and then not being ignored on the timeline. However, but you're not able to do that, and then you don't have to constantly be telling them, oh no, you can't request show. So if people do understand that, guys, and the audience, you guys get that. You can make a request if you're a VIP fan, you send it in, and in the next show, Mr. Johnson will.
One more thing.
Okay.
Now, all that I'm talking about is my regular show. When it comes to show that is sponsored, means that it is already paid by somebody for their birthday or their whatever it is that they're having. Ultimately, we don't take any requests at all because those people we have certain things that they requested, and I have to give them what they asked for. I have to give them their money worth. So I do not even try to think about playing anything else more than what I have set aside for those people who have sponsored for a show like a birthday show, what have you.
Got it.
All right.
Got it.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. Now, Queen Lerner, you have any other questions for Mr. Johnson? Mr. Johnson, anything for Queen Lerner? And anybody?
Yes. I do want to take this opportunity to thank Queen Lerner and yourself and the entire Smith entourage. You hear what I say? The Smith entourage. Yeah, because you folks are one of the folks that I have been working with even before I started video. When I was just doing internet,
karaoke.
yeah, we were just doing the online radio thing, and like Miss Joan Greenwood, who was one of the first person who gave me my award because I have a lot of awards on my wall now. You guys recognize the potential that this station have, and still have to reach the masses, and I want to thank you guys for believing in me because I will never let you guys down. You understand?
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. We're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
We're happy to be a part of that journey.
Right. And
All right.
This is what we want. We want to be able to say out loud, thank you. Thank you for what you've done so that we can, just come together and help each other We don't have any boundaries, guys. We can big up another restaurant. We can big up another person. That is what we have to do. Okay?
All right.
Because we can't feed the world by ourselves.
That's true.
But you can
Perfect.
you can feed it one person at a time. So
One person at a time. But
All right.
together,
we can make it
we
happen.
can.
All right. So that's it. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Queen Lerner, for allowing me to host this program today. I was very honored and being able to put you in the hot seat so people really kind of, just get a feeling of who you are. People see you on the service, they don't really know the behind the scenes. And I'm very glad we have the opportunity to let that out there so that the audience, you guys can really know who Queen Lerner is. Again, she always bigging up everybody else. And so I just think that it's an opportunity to also big her up. And sometimes they say you have to pat yourself on your own shoulder, but let us all pat her on and her shoulder. And then Mr. Johnson, again, I am sure there's a lot of stuff I didn't personally know about you. I kind of got to meet you later on in life on this side of the world in the U.S. and not prior to. So it was great listening to your journey. I really enjoyed it myself, and a very talented individual. And again, when people really understand how you do business and how business function, it just makes life so much easier for everybody. We really appreciate you for having this platform. Also, because we get a chance sometimes to host some of our special events when we wanted to get some messages out to the public as well. So we really appreciate having this platform to be able to do that. You're doing an amazing job, and we want to thank you as well. Okay.
And you made an excellent host today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're hired.
Wait, does that mean I'm fired?
No, you're not fired. I didn't say fired. I said she hired. That's all.
All right, yeah, she's
All
always
right,
tired. She's always tired.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank the audience out there. Thank you guys for making the show what it is today and for continuing supporting the show. And once again, we want to welcome you on where we at?
I wake up like this.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Caribbean people.